Now, Jordan Henderson has spoken for the first time since moving to Saudi Arabia. There was a significant criticism of the move. Shebahn is going to bring us more, because you get a big interview yesterday.
Yeah, a huge interview actually with David Ornstein and Adam Crafton in The Athletic. It's just come out about 20 minutes ago, and it's the first time we've heard from Jordan Henderson since this megabucks move to Saudi Arabia, and he wants to seem like set the record straight with some of the things that we assume when it comes to big money moves, and also addressing the LGBTQ community after the backlash that he received from going to a country where gay rights and the rest would not be accepted there. Starting on where he stood with Liverpool and other options that might have been on the table and why he chose Saudi, there weren't an awful lot of options for him. He goes on to say, it's not like I had all these offers under the sun. He spoke with Jurgen Klopp. He said he'll keep that private, that conversation, but he knew there were going to be players coming in his position and he wasn't going to be playing as much, so he took that into consideration at the time. Didn't have a lot of options. He was asked, what about if Brentford or Brighton did come in for you, and he said, those are great clubs, but I need to add something. I need to challenge myself and do something a little bit different, not the same again. He goes on to speak about playing in Saudi Arabia, and for him, he genuinely believes that is a very positive thing. We're going to go into the money in just a second, but him speaking out and saying that he's feeling now that he's made the right decision for him. Do you rate that, Andy, or do you still have your question marks over it?
I'd have to be totally honest, Shebahn, and without the numbers behind the project and the excitement about playing football in Saudi Arabia, and maybe trying to be part of a change in the way that they view their sport and how and inclusion, etc., all of that. Without the money, you're not going. It's going to be very difficult for Jordan to actually convince people that he's gone there for other reasons. Very, very difficult. It wouldn't convince me, right? But that's me. That's the way I would only see it. I could only ever imagine top players, and it's not like Jordan was 37 and had left Liverpool 2 years ago. He's still a very capable footballer, but he's gone there to absolutely fill his boots. Good luck to him for that. Now, whilst he's there, maybe then he can enjoy this project about making Saudi Arabia a more integral part of the world.
He speaks about the money. We all know that number, £700,000 a week. He was asked about that. He said money has never been his motivation in his career. It's been widely reported figures like 700,000. He said, no, I wish it was. Honestly, the numbers just aren't true. But again, it had to work out for us financially as well. So he's kind of squashing that he's on 700 grand a week. So where we're getting that number from doesn't match up to what Henderson's going for.
No,
but we know it's a pretty penny.
Of course it is. I've heard it's not that, and I've heard it's actually nothing like it really.
Right.
However, that's a kind of side issue. It's got to the stage. There's no big difference between, I know, 705. All these money. Yep. The money's, when it comes to that level, it's mind-boggling. It has to have influenced his decision to go there. There is absolutely no doubt about that. I also agree with, when I say agree, I don't doubt for a minute that what he says is true. I don't think money is his greatest motivation. I don't think it is.
He's be a wealthy boy anyway.
Of course, that's my point.
Deservedly,
because the one thing that he's always committed, he's always worked hard. Right. He's been a great player and a great teammate. But it does become part and parcel of your future moving forward.
The standout body of the interview is addressing the LGBTQ community after the backlash he received. We know he was a huge ambassador and leader. Of course, at Liverpool and back in the LGBT community, he said that he's hurt, and he's sorry. He can understand the anger, where it comes from, but he's very sorry that people feel like that. His intention was never to ever hurt anyone. He speaks on the change and being out there in Saudi. He says he wouldn't rule out wearing rainbow laces, but at the same time he wouldn't do any disrespect to the religion and the culture in Saudi Arabia, and he knows that change is coming. Years ago, women and kids couldn't play football there, but now he's seen women and girls playing football, and things are slowly changing. It's a massive interview on The Athletic with David Ornstein and Adam Crafton. It's a very good read, and the first time we've heard from him.
I look forward to reading that.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks very much.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.